What is good, everyone? This is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. As always, I'm back with another incredible guest. So sit back, relax, and tune in. My next guest is the founder of Purchase Point LLC. He's out on his third company. He's the founder and CEO of Tiege Hanley, which has shipped to 108 countries a month, over $100 million cumulative revenue, 600,000 customers globally, and filling over 3 million orders combined, correct?
Yes, 3
Please
million
welcome
orders.
Kelley Thornton. Kelley, oh my God, that is amazing. And
Thank you.
9 years old, this company, correct?
We're only 9 years old, and we love your show and we love your story, and we'd like to talk about, why it's important to help men look and feel amazing.
Yes. And I forgot to say in my intro, I love your tagline, uncomplicated skincare for men.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Guys are like slightly, we're kind of slightly gorilla when it comes to our taking care of ourselves.
Yes.
And we're just talking fondly about the man in your life, and we're not great at taking care of ourselves. So we kind of gorilla style, and so Tiege Hanley helps guys think about taking care of their skin very easily, simply, make it uncomplicated.
We're gonna get into this, you guys. So those
Yeah.
that are watching here, wherever you're finding us, so if you're listening, you can go over to the YouTube channel or whatever you'd like to do. But we're gonna get into some of the products here that he has. But before we get into all that and the importance of why men should take care of their skin, let's hear about your motivation and inspiration around creating Teach Hanley.
Yeah. I mean, look, I kind of already alluded to it. Guys have not been good at taking care of ourselves. And I think I do give credit, back to kind of the era of Obamacare when all that started. Those discussions started happening within people about how important health was,
Yeah.
and how important it is to make sure that people have access and are healthy. And so I think one of the things that came out of that was this concept of how important it is to take personal responsibility for your health. And then from there we moved into a lot of things like really paying attention to the ingredients and the foods that we eat. And we started paying attention to how much we're exercising and, different types of diets and protein and all this other things really came into focus for us as consumers. Skin health is really important. It is super duper duper important. And we men, by the way, a lot of times I'm speaking about men because we are a men's skincare company,
Yes.
and we don't have products for women. We're really trying to focus on skin health for men, and probably because women do such a good job at it and we suck at it. But
Not all women, not all
yeah, yeah,
women.
probably not all women. So
You'd be
anyway,
surprised.
yeah, I know. Well, I give a lot of credit to women because I think they do a much better job than men. But we wanted to help guys think about taking care of their skin, and that's the real reason why we started this business.
So 9 years ago, that's probably not as popular as it is now, right?
No.
I think now because we talk about it, we have social media and everybody like is trying to follow the latest, greatest trends, and there's more resources out there for someone to scroll across and see, oh, Teach Hanley, depending on their conversation they're having or things they're searching for. So 9 years ago, you kind of took a little bit of a gamble because I
Yeah.
don't think it was as popular then as it has become now today.
Right. It's totally different. It's
Yeah,
completely different. I mean, just the cultural changes over the last 10 years have opened up doors to having a conversation about skincare for dudes. The cultural
produce. I like
changes
that.
the cultural changes themselves has just been so significant. You know, at some point when we first started, there was like some guys that might be open to the idea of like using a face wash and using a moisturizer. And then there was just a huge portion of the audience that were like Archie Bunker. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not ever going to use that ever,
Oh
ever.
yeah.
Sorry if I just dated myself, but there's going to be guys that are just going to be like, hell no, I don't do that. And today it's probably actually completely flipped. I would say like of the millennials, and most of our guys are in their 30s, although we have hundreds of thousands of guys from 35 to 70. But today, guys are well open to it.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we need to take care of our face. We need to have a routine
Yeah. Well, right. And I think that like those labels are starting to fall away around it. Like when you talk
completely.
about Archie Bunker and like that hard old fashioned like
Correct.
mindset and
Right.
just like, oh, that's whatever they used to think, oh, that's for gay guys or that's for
Yeah.
whatever those
Yeah.
words were that they used back
Right.
then. And now I think that, that but there's a lot more resources, a lot more data around our skin now. Like technology's come so far from when it used to be. Like oil of Olay was huge for women. Now you've got I don't know how many, but you've got hundreds of thousands of different products that women can choose from because
Yeah.
the science is more proven there. I mean, our skin is the biggest organ that we have. So
Right.
why wouldn't you
Yeah.
want to take care of it?
Yeah. I don't even think, I'm sorry if I'm like sound like I'm putting down guys. I don't even think guys are there yet in their
Oh,
journey.
interesting.
They're not quite at the same place that you just described. Um, and I agree with what you just said. Like the science is there and everything. I think like now guys are just realizing it's important to do something, and and they want a simple solution that's easy to do, right? Because
Mhm.
unfortunately, guys have a perception that that they're waiting around for their spouse or significant other because they're upstairs getting ready and doing
Yeah.
all this stuff.
Right.
And they're like, I don't want to be associated with that. I don't
Yeah.
need that.
Mhm.
But then guys use good quality face products, and we make face washes, cleanses, and acne products, and moisturizers, and anti-aging products. And guys see results and they realize, well, geez, I can brush my teeth, I can wash my face and moisturize before I go to work, or do what I'm doing. So we just make it easy, and we've got guys into the idea of taking care of themselves and following a simple routine.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense because I have for me, it takes me like maybe total once I get out of the shower, like maybe 20-30 minutes because
Yeah,
I've
that's
got a
good.
really great routine. I do my
That's great.
serum, I do my
Yeah.
moisturizer, I do my under eye, I do a lot of different layers of moisturizer and then I put
Hmm.
my makeup on. I do wear makeup.
Yeah.
I don't have a real intense makeup routine. I know there's some women that like to just do all that stuff. I don't do that. So for me, it's only
Yep.
20-30 minutes, but I can see where a man sees what his spouse is doing. If it's taken her a long time, it could be like, oh wow, that's just like way too much time because guys like want to go. They don't want to
Right.
sit
It's
there.
just we're not wired like that.
Yeah.
We're not
I'm
we're
not
not
either,
wired.
by the way. So I
Well,
don't have
20
time
minutes
for
is
that.
excellent, actually. Well, we take it takes our guys 2 minutes in the morning and 2 minutes at night. So so typically a guy is investing 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was just on a plane coming back from Florida last Monday, and there was a guy that came on the flight, and he sat down next to me. He was, you know, middle-aged guy, super good shape. I mean, the
Okay.
guy was like really in very good physical shape, and he had a hat on. And I noticed his hat because the type of hat he had is a very expensive hat.
Okay.
And I don't want to pitch the brand, but it's a really beautiful hat. It's a very expensive baseball cap, and I
Okay.
wanted to buy one, but I haven't parted with $80 to buy a baseball hat.
That's
And
a lot for a baseball cap. Yeah.
yeah, and I said to him, I'm like, I wanted to get one of those hats. He took his hat off, and he was bald like I am.
Okay.
And I said, man, are you putting anything on your head, on your
Yeah.
moisturizer with SPF every day? He's like, I just started. He was probably 40. He said, I wish I had started this earlier when I was younger. I wish I had started taking care of myself. I didn't say anything the whole flight that I was in the skincare business. And I asked him about what he uses on his face to wash. But he said, I wish I had started earlier. And here's
Yeah.
a guy that really takes care of himself, and he's concerned about melanoma. So our daytime moisturizer you just showed is SPF 20. We want guys to make sure that they're putting a moisturizer on every day that has an SPF, even if they're, just commuting in, they're going to the office, or they're sitting in a car all day, or they're doing whatever they're doing. They need to have protection and sunscreen on every day.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, no, no. I love that. I think that, yeah, I mean, I know that women were supposed to be known for doing our like skincare, but there are some women that don't, which is shocking to me. And
Yeah.
I've met some ladies that were much younger than me that looked a lot older.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, whoa, I'm 48. And so I'm
Yeah.
proud
You
to
look
say it.
amazing. Yeah.
Thank you. I've like religiously taken care of my
Taking care of
skin,
yourself.
and
Yeah.
taking care of myself. I mean, it's all encompassing, right? But like the sooner that you start, the better off you are in the long run. And as we're like living longer these days because of these different, resources
Right.
and these things that we have access to, like why not mirror the longevity of your life?
Exactly.
Because there's only so much Botox is going to do at a certain point. Like after
Exactly.
that, it's kind of like, woo, it's downhill.
So do you think is for women is the use of like you mentioned that there are some women that don't take care of their skin. Is that trending? Is that a trend? Like are women doing less or are they doing the same? Or are they doing more?
Mm,
Because men are
so
doing more, right?
a lot
Men
of
are
so that was like a while ago, different friend group, different time in my life. Now, like as I have evolved and I've gotten a little bit older, my friend group has changed. My life, I've had a life change, and so a lot of the women I surround myself with now, we have a lot of the similar values. So we talk
yeah.
about like, oh, hey, let's go to the spa. Let's, what
Yeah.
products are you using? Blah 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 blah. So like, I wouldn't know outside of my immediate friend group.
Yeah.
I know
Okay.
I talk very much about skincare to most people on my social media, and it's just something that I'm a big believer in.
Yeah. Well, Deanna, 70% of guys that are 35 and younger are now saying that they are, and this is new data coming out of Mintel, are using or have some sort of skincare routine in their lives.
Good.
So, and I think that's up from probably, 20% in the 20s, 8 years ago when we started. There was very few men that were actually would actually say, yes, I have a skincare routine of some sort.
Yeah.
So it's the increase in guys being aware of this is dramatic.
So what do you think has changed or shifted in the mindset of men to say, okay, yes, I need to take care of my skin. I no longer have this hesitation or this idea of what skincare is supposed to be for, right? Because
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
mentioned earlier.
yeah, yeah. Well, the essence of your show, I think, really does speak to it, which
Yeah.
is there's a lot less, uh, there's a lot less. Well, I want to say it in the correct way. There's men have to give themselves less permission
Mm,
now than they did before. So they really had to come to a point where they're like, okay, I'm okay with taking care of myself. So
yeah.
giving themselves permission. And it was tied up in those, stereotypes and labels and things that you mentioned
Yeah.
before. I mean, even the concept of uh, a metrosexual, which was kind of like the last kind of thing that was said to characterize men. I mean, even that has like, I don't really like that term at all. I mean, all's it really, in our right, I'm older than you, but 15 years ago when that term was used, it was like all it meant was really that a guy
Was taking
would
care of himself.
was taking care of himself. He was just
Yeah.
putting himself together. So he was
Yeah.
a more put together looking guy. And so I think like even that kind of spoke down to like, well, you don't need to be, a metrosexual to take care of
Right.
yourself. You just
Yeah.
need to be concerned about the things you and I were talking about, living longer life, having healthy skin, preventing skin cancer,
Yeah.
these type of things. So these there's more guys now have almost all guys have given themselves permission to take care of themselves, and then it just came out of this movement around how important it is to be healthy,
Yeah.
and by the way, it's not just skincare, right? It's mental health today more than ever, right? After
Yeah.
coming out of COVID, it's like, we need to sleep right. We need to, and I'm speaking again, men, we need to get the right amount of sleep. We need to do things in moderation, not in
Yeah.
excess.
Yeah.
We need to exercise regularly. We need to take care of our mental health. We need to
Yeah.
take care of our oral health and our skin health. And it's just a lot going on, but these are all critical things. And I think guys finally like realize, shit, I got to do all this stuff.
Yeah. No, I would agree with all of that. And going back to the metrosexual, like I haven't heard that term in a while, but I remember when that
No.
term like popped up, like out and when you're out and about, like, oh, he's metro, and it's just like,
Hmm. Hmm.
and you looked at him And it was just like you said, a man that was very well put together, which I had a lot of respect for. I didn't really categorize it anything other than, wow, he's concerned about his appearance, and he has respects himself. I look at someone that
Right.
puts themselves together every day as someone that has self-respect, and they want to put their best foot forward in the world. So I remember when that term came about. I don't hear it too much anymore. Do you in your industry?
Never. I haven't heard it in a long time. From a man's perspective, I appreciate your perspective. I think your perspective is correct, is the correct perspective. From a man's perspective, if I was with, a group of guys 15
Yeah.
years ago, and somebody in that group was called out as, amongst the men as a metrosexual, or if we were in a bar watching a game and someone's called out as a metrosexual, I mean, it could be a flashpoint. It could,
Yeah.
that could have been a flashpoint. Someone might have tossed a beer at a guy that was dressed up
Yes.
too nicely or something like that. I mean, so amongst men, that actually could have been, somebody could have taken umbrage with somebody else for being called that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've moved away completely from that. I haven't heard that term being used in a good 10 years.
I love
Thank
that.
goodness.
Yeah, thank goodness is right. I think that, yeah, is very good. I want to highlight some of the other things here. And like you say, uncomplicated skincare. I can't talk. I love that you also you have a product for the eyes,
Yes.
which I think it is very important. Like, let's be real. Okay. Like, this is where we all start showing signs of
Right.
aging. Hello, people. A scrub, which is very important,
Hmm.
especially if you're prone,
Yep.
if you're working out, prone to breakouts, it's good just to kind of like scrub that area just to kind of and also gives you a glow. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure for men too. Like having that like a
Yep.
youthful glow as a man,
Yep.
it's very attractive. It's
Yeah.
very
Very
attractive.
much.
Okay. So if you're listening to this and you're a man, I'm just hint, okay? Uh
Yeah. We know. Yeah.
and then
Got it.
you have the serum. So a serum is a big part of my routine every day and night, just because you have so many different layers of your skin, right? And so the first layer, when you put the serum on, it goes down, it seeps into your skin, and it goes down to the deeper layer. Then the moisturizer kind of sits on top, right? Do you try to educate any of your customers? Do they care about any of that or no?
It's hugely important.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of time on educating guys. Our systems are super easy. Those products you just showed, by the way, I can prove this right now and here. Look at the way that Deanna just read the names of our products. We have wash,
Yeah.
we have AM, we have scrub, we have PM, we have eyes, we have serum. And by the way, don't get crazy. We don't have to do all those things. That's our some of our advanced products. You have to get up in the morning and wash your face using a high quality face wash that doesn't strip all the sebum and destroy your pH balance. You need
Right.
to do that, and you need to moisturize.
Yeah.
So that's where you start. In the morning, you do those two things. And then at night, you wash your face again and you moisturize with PM, which is our nighttime moisturizer. Why? Because that's when your body is rejuvenating itself.
Hmm.
And we have a very collagen rich formula in our PM moisturizer that helps you rejuvenate your skin. So that is where guys start.
Yeah.
And they scrub once a week because, like
Yeah.
you said, you need to detox and exfoliate your skin. So, scrub days for me are on Wednesday. So I scrub on Wednesday. Today,
Hump day.
today's Wednesday, and I actually did my scrub. So that's it. That's what we ask for guys. Not too complicated. Wash, moisturize, scrub once a week. If you're a little bit older, and you think about fighting Mother Nature, you start thinking about taking care of your eyes using a highly qualified, highly potent eye cream and a serum that has like retinoids in it and things of that nature, vitamin A, vitamin C, those type of things.
Yeah. No, very good. I just think it's just so important. But now I love this other thing. Like this is something I haven't really seen too much of, that I'm like, I'm gonna be putting this on when I finally have some time to force my husband to take a minute. This detoxifying clay mask for
Yeah.
men,
Yeah.
which I do a lot of masks. I probably do maybe 2 or 3 masks a week. A sheet mask, then maybe like
Yep.
a peel off mask, then I'll do like
Yep.
a clay mask. So for me, this is part of my routine. So like
Yep.
it's just part of what I do. It's habit at this point. And so my husband has like he's got some stuff going on. Like he smokes
Yep.
cigars, and so for him, like when he smokes a lot of cigars, you can definitely see it irritates his skin. So
Yes.
I told him, I said, it'd be really great for you just to do a scrub. I want you to put a serum on there, but really, I would think that I would like to see you do this clay mask because I think it would help detoxify all this what you got going on there from number one, being out in the public and what you do, and then also just like smoking that cigar and just all the
Yep.
toxins in your environment that you're around every single day.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm going to potentially blow your mind and some of your listeners. Um, so like I said, our core system is our essential system, which I just described. And then we have these anti-aging products that are in our advanced and anti-aging systems. The clay mask is is an add-on product that people use, and a lot of guys use it once a week. It is our number. We sell tens of thousands of clay masks to guys. So there's a lot of dudes out there, uh, and we're selling. Our guys are, our men represent the American population. So we over-index in Hispanic and African American, but we have, just as many gay guys and straight guys and white guys and black guys and brown guys, and we sell thousands of clay masks. So there's a
Love it.
lot of guys out there of all shapes and sizes using clay mask once a week to
Yeah.
detoxify their face. And it is an amazing product. It takes
Yeah.
12 minutes to put it on and for it to be fully dry.
Yeah.
And your face, the next morning, your face will look like it's someone else's skin.
Yeah, no, I love it. And I think that I'm just like, okay, I can't wait to experiment on you when
Yeah.
I get some time when you're home.
Yeah.
I put the sheet masks on him all the time. So like this is nothing gonna be new. He's just gonna have to sit there and let it dry for a little bit. So that'll be a new experience for him. But um I just love it. I'm a big fan. He's actually used some of your products before, like the wash and the moisturizer, because
Right.
I think I got him some a couple years ago and I had him use it. And then when it came up to talk to you, the founder, I'm like, oh my God, this is so great because I loved it, and he liked it. He really enjoyed it. And so now I'm just like so excited to really kind of talk about your story and just reaffirm that the importance of, and I think that skincare is universal, right?
Yeah.
And it
Absolutely.
doesn't matter what background you are, what you said different shapes and sizes, what color, I think that no matter who you are, what background you are, what sex, it's so super important to really invest in yourself and take care of the things, especially this is your business card.
That's right.
This is your
So
business card.
everybody's looking at.
Right. And so if you can add value to that business card and make it stand out, why wouldn't you?
So have you heard that um, making your bed in the morning is like a very important
Yeah.
characteristic for people that are successful and
Yeah.
that, live healthy lives? As an example, there are other ones. And so, when it comes to like a dude thinking about this, you get up in the morning, you brush your teeth. When you wash your face and put a moisturizer on, and you just feel it's a sign of accomplishment, and it's a
Yeah.
sign of normalcy, and it's a sign of getting stuff done and committing to something,
Yeah.
and you just feel really good about yourself. You
Yeah.
feel really good about it. And when you feel really good about yourself and you're putting your best face forward, you can accomplish anything you want.
Yeah.
And we know that because we have 1,000 tickets a day into our customer experience team, 1,000. So we talk to
Wow.
1,000 guys a day about their experiences. And every single day, people send us emails telling us how good they feel when they take care of themselves. So this is what's going on in the world of men and skincare.
I love it. Amazing. Well, with that being said, Kelley, you gave us a special direction for people to go, which is tiege.com/label free. So if you're listening to this, watching this, and you're interested in purchasing this for yourself or for your significant other, go to tiege.com/label free. That will be in the show notes as well as here on the screen for you. But aside from that, Kelley, where else can people learn more about the brand and follow what you guys are up to?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we'd love for you guys to follow us on our socials. If and we're easy to find. It's Tiege Tiege Hanley, Tiege. If you just type in Tiege, all of our stuff on YouTube, Instagram, everywhere else comes up. It's kind of just the opposite of what you think, right? It's a hard word to spell, so no one can figure out who we are. It's just the opposite. If you even get close to it, Tiege, you'll find us. If you're interested in connecting with me, reach out on LinkedIn. I do talk to a lot of business owners and partners, and really happy to help in any way that I can. If you have any question at all, please reach out to me. We will respond to you.
I love that. You guys, I'm going to put those additional links in the show notes as well. So go follow him on Instagram. Go follow him on social media. Go reach out to him on LinkedIn. It does not hurt. If you want to learn more, if you're hesitant about skincare, if you are of male descent and want to just kind of, if you're new to this, they make it very easy. Uncomplicated skincare for men. If you can read, you can wash. Okay. So, and honestly, I was thinking, you said it takes 2 minutes to complete the skincare process. If you're brushing your teeth right every day, the skincare process takes less time than
Less time.
brushing your
That's
teeth.
right.
Because it's
That's
supposed to be
right.
a minute each side and
Side.
like each like a minute.
Yeah.
So that's 3 minutes. If you're brushing your teeth, you can add additional 2 minutes to do your skincare. So
Yeah.
I love
Love
that.
it.
This is the part of the show, Kelley, where I like to ask for last words of wisdom or advice. What would you like to leave with us today?
Oh my gosh. Last words of advice. Okay, I'm gonna go someplace, you know, I'm gonna go someplace different. What's on my mind right now is is the concept of at my company, since we're talking about and in my life, trying to reduce divisiveness. I'm working on that, and I want to give you two or three ways that you could potentially do that. First, be a better listener, and not be thinking, why you want to respond and challenge or argue with a point that's being made. I think instead of having something in your mind to respond to
Yeah.
and just being a better listener and trying to understand what the other person's saying, I think it's a good place to start. And then just try to be more positive in your response. So I think we can be more positive with each other. People are feeling very negative, so I want to be more positive.
Yeah.
And then lastly, engage in your community. You mentioned it to me that you have a very strong network and that you do engaging outreach all the time and you're meeting with people. And so we need to spend, as people, we need to spend more time with other people and less time secluded on our phones and on, doing things that aren't as productive as being social. We're social humans. So I'm working on being less, helping people think about life in a less divisive way by being better listeners and by being more positive and by being more active in their community.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Kelley. This has been a blast. If you ever want to talk skincare with me again, let me know. I'll be there. We'll get a model even and we'll demonstrate for
Let's
the
do it.
audience next
That'd be
time.
awesome.
Like we'll show them step by step. We'll go through it as slow as possible. Baby steps, okay? We'll teach you
That's
one
it.
step
That's
by
right.
step. But this has been great. I'm a big believer in skincare for men and women. It's never too late to start. And just value yourself enough that this couple minute step every day is gonna just make you feel so much different and just know that you're worth it. So,
Guaranteed.
all right, Kelley, thank you so much. It's been an
Thank
absolute
you.
pleasure. We really appreciate you. You guys, this is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. As always, don't forget to subscribe, follow, rate, review, comment, share, all those good things. And I'll be back soon with more dynamic guests.